If you're going to be at PAX Prime, come see us live Saturday, 9:30 p.m. That's August 29th at the show in the Chicken Theater. For more details, hit up the PAX site at prime.paxsite.com, and we hope we'll see you there. Who knows how many mics are on?
So very wrong about this, Jeff. It's just weird. You go to someone's house, you expect to be a welcome guest, and they start handing you a contract.
This is not even
you're on the how you'll behave inside their domicile.
You're on shoes on, team shoes on,
dude. I don't even like walking barefoot in my own house.
Dude, if I could be naked in my house all the time, I would be constantly naked.
Says the man with no children.
Well, yeah, that's true. And when my wife is gone, I almost don't ever put on clothes.
This is We Have Concerns live from Nerdtacular 2015. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
And hello, special guest Brian Brushwood.
Huzzah!
This is the second of 3 episodes we will be doing live here from Nerdtacular. Nerdtacular is a wonderful event run by the Frog Pants people. They are wonderful people with wonderful frog pants. You can go to frogpants.com and figure out all about that. We're all big drinkers up here. Well, this is a panel.
Sweet segue, bro.
This is all big. I don't need to segue from that.
No, this is already my favorite episode I've ever heard.
We are all big drinkers, and we don't seem. I don't think we seem like big drinkers. Is the thing.
We seem like medium-sized drinkers.
Yeah, you especially don't seem like a huge drinker.
Well, I'm not a huge drinker. I just drink all the time.
Yeah. What it is I just need a steady trickle of alcohol at all times to make me feel normal.
Exactly.
It's not a huge.
I'm masked. I'm like a day walker. I just have wine all the time, and
we also enable each other, and I think that's because the 3 of us don't see each other. We're not all together very often.
Every time we see each other, it's like, oh, you're here. It must be a party.
Yeah.
And we have another beer. Yeah.
Right.
Are you a whiskey? Are you guys whiskey guys?
Ooh,
I got into whiskey a little bit, yeah.
I did. I'm actually getting out of hard alcohol. I've decided I can go, when it comes to drinking, my new rule is I could go as fast as I want, but I have a limit on the accelerator now. so I'm sticking to beer and wine.
So you go fast, you just get there real slow.
It just takes like 3 hours, but I go so fast by the end. Yeah.
It's like a car that takes an hour and a half to get into 6th gear.
Exactly. And then you don't want to slow it down because you're going to have to ramp up again. Let's just see how long we can stay at this speed.
I think I have something that's going to get you right back into hard. Not that I'm trying to be your enabler.
No.
But I have something that's going to get you right back into the hard liquor.
Heck yeah, dude.
Space whiskey.
I'm sorry, it sounded like you said space whiskey.
Space whiskey!
Big space whiskey fans in the audience.
Yeah, which is weird because it doesn't exist yet. But I think we like the concept.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Suntory, which arguably already makes some, the best whiskey in the world, some of the best whiskeys in the world, they are sending their whiskey into space to the International Space Station.
Dude.
Just like as a kind gesture?
Just like dude, it's rough up there.
Let's get those guys some whiskey.
There's one guy with a ukulele and a lady who wears a Star Trek outfit all the time, and everybody else has to hang out with them for a year.
This cannot be the first time booze has been sent into space, right? Like
we don't send them into space with booze.
Yeah,
we don't send
really
them into space with pens.
Really? I would imagine the Mir was a freaking rock party all the time.
Absolutely not.
They got like vodka enemas. They're going up there.
No.
Do you know how much?
I don't think you know what space is like, right?
Yeah. Do you know how much it costs to send like a gram of anything into space?
That's like, dude, if I was a cosmonaut, they were like, "You ready to go to space?" They're like,
He's gonna hold it in his mouth like a chipmunk.
Hells yeah, dude.
He's just going through it.
Okay, we are ready to launch space rocket. Very exciting times. Yuri, you are ready to launch?
I'm ready. I'm ready as I've ever been, but...
Boris, you are ready to launch?
Boris looks red in the face. I mean, more red than he normally is.
Boris is okay?
Well, let's just do this thing, baby.
Health check, maybe, Boris?
I always hated you. A fist fight in there.
Can I tell you a true story that I'm not supposed to repeat so it doesn't leave this room?
Or Alpha Geek Radio or the internet.
Doesn't go to space.
Luckily, my voice is not being amplified or recorded. I was doing a show called Always On, and we did a segment where I went to the Houston Space Station, and I got a tour. I met a real astronaut who has spacewalked, and he was exactly what you would want out of an astronaut. He was a former Navy SEAL. He made a living like underwater mining, and like he was the guy that you think is an astronaut. Anyway, we got to talking over lunch, and this idea of alcohol in space came up, and he said, "Yeah, it's strictly forbidden, but."
And did he wink? Like, or maybe like a fly got close to his face, and he just had to kind of scratch his eye.
Well, he said someone smuggled just one can of beer and hid it on the International Space Station.
Oh, this is the best story.
And they found it. Somebody else found it and opened it. And he said, Nope. He said the coolest thing is that when a can of beer opens in space, it's like a planet, and all of the suds of the beer are like the atmosphere around the planet. It's a sphere, and then the suds are like.
That's like they did a video
Simpsons.
a couple days ago where they put like an Alka-Seltzer tablet into water on the space station, and it was just
because they were super drunk.
It was just like a sphere of water. Yeah.
Watch what I can do, bro. I'm so glad Boris got on this. Just bring your cheeks over here for a second, Boris. I want some more of that shit.
Boris, Yuri.
I vomit this time.
Spit it into my face, bro.
Boris, Yuri, this is Mission Control.
Shut up, Mission Control.
We see a lot of unscheduled experiment on schedule now.
What? Boris, did you see the unscheduled thing?
We were playing asshole, no?
Yes, you're the asshole, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't send don't send it up. No. So it takes somebody like Suntory that has millions of dollars, and it's just like, we want to know what happens to whiskey in space, and they send it up. Then they're sending up 6 glass vials of whiskey, 3 brand new, just newly made whiskey, and then 3 of their like 21-year aged, like top of the line, and they're gonna keep it up there for a year and observe
or until someone drinks it.
It's like, here's the funniest thing, like just reporting in with our results, the 21-year evaporated in space, like almost instantly. Like we had no idea it was gonna do that.
All right, I'm not gonna say that.
Also, have SpaceX send a shuttle for Boris.
I mean, look, I believe you if you say almost never does alcohol get sent to space, but you're telling me that water,
well, that's what I'm saying. Is
and
like
barley don't go to space.
You think they got their own brewery
Oh
up
my
there?
God, I so would, dude.
Capsule 7 is going off, bro.
Just like it says, like you're just strictly
got
making
nothing
a
but
barley,
time,
and you
man. You
they,
got-
like some guy writes up like a really detailed like proposal for an experiment that's like, I need to know what happens to barley and hops in space.
So are you telling me like there's no Pruno, there's no prison hooch on the ISS? You know they're making that stuff in the toilet. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's an interesting experiment.
Yes.
How long does it take to mix the ingredients together and ferment some fucking toilet wine in space?
That's what I'm saying.
And also, where do you hide it? Those toilets are all like stand up and strap in.
Yeah, it's all a series of vacuums, isn't it?
Here's what I think it is. I think officially this is the first time they're ever sending booze into space.
Yes,
I think
officially.
I think unofficially it's just like the sex in space thing, where it's like there was some in the late 90s, I want to say, there was a shuttle mission where a husband and wife newly married just happened to be 2 of the 7 astronauts. I'm sure
really?
it was strictly platonic.
You know,
the
it
entire
sounds
trip.
like
They
a great
came up,
honeymoon.
they went up 7 astronauts. They came
sounds
down
like
to 8.
It sounds like a great honeymoon, but it's like really overscheduled.
And there's fucking no liquor up there, man.
It's like everything's a group activity and you have no alone time.
So here's the question: do you make that like a pay-per-view event? We're like getting ripped in space. Hashtag for ISS.
I'd tune in for that, man. I think that would revitalize the space program.
I feel like that's the first 15 minutes of Gravity.
It's literally.
I think that's it, man. I think that's exactly what happens.
Wait, they even did that. Where they even had like a moment where he's like, "Look, here's space vodka in there." That's why I don't believe it.
You mean the imaginary George Clooney that she conjured up in her mind at the end?
In the imaginary movie
Spoilers.
Gravity, where because
I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil Citizen Kane next, and then I'm going to spoil whether the Earth is round or flat.
So wait a minute. So the entire idea behind this experiment is they want to see if
they're calling it an experiment.
Well, here's the thing. We are sending up a lot of normal substances. We send up a lot of crops. We send up a lot of different things that are just like, this is
mirror
normal.
balls.
Yeah, this is This is normal, everyday, like picture book stuff that we see. You know, like what happens
Maybe a
to
sweet
grass?
sound system.
Yeah. What happens to grass?
Sure.
What happens to plants? What happens to fruit? You know. Okay. So
Bees.
what happens to alcohol? Right. We don't know.
It gets drunk.
Because a lot of the fermentation process has to do, like, if you talk to somebody who makes beer, they're like, listen, if we leave a different window open during the fermentation process,
Dude, and
the
that's
beer
doubly
sounds
true
different.
with the whiskey, because I took a whiskey tour recently, and basically, as I understood it, they said that whiskey, when it goes into the barrels, is nothing but pure moonshine.
Yeah.
And then it's only from the wood and like the peat moss or whatever crap that it soaks in its own flavor.
This is going to be super moonshine.
Dude.
Because of the moon.
That was,
God damn it.
that's 4 total. That's
mean,
4 total on the counter.
talking about
somebody brought a
moonshine.
dad joke counter if you didn't catch the last episode.
So-
No, that's
He just holds up his shirt.
just moonshine with like gamma irradiated moonshine.
But what if they figure out that like there's no hangovers in space?
No, I don't think they're going to find that at all.
Or what could
I don't
they
think
find
they're
out?
gonna
What could
find
they
that at
find
all.
out that would be awesome?
But this is kind of cool. Well, they're going to find out what
Dude,
happens
oh,
if you
man.
remove all of these external factors that can affect the alcohol. What happens?
Best
Does it
whiskey ever.
So
How fast does
okay,
it
this is
ferment?
my
Like,
other question, because
yeah.
my deepest fear is that they're going to send this stuff up there, and then all they're going to do is look at it in a microscope. And tell me they're going to drink this crap, right?
When at the end of a year, it's going to come back down, and they're going
the
to.
fuck
Here's
is
the thing.
this?
Here's what I think.
Dude, you know
I
how
think they're
expensive that
saving-
space whiskey's going to be, though?
Oh my God!
All the scientists back home at Mission Control are going to be like, thanks, guys.
Like,
There are
that's
3
important science. Look for your Nobel Peace Prizes in the mail.
There are 3 vials of each, right? So I feel like one is like you get the results. You leave one with the astronauts. Job well done. Thank you for your service. And then one is either going to go up for auction or like to Steve Suntory's office.
Dude, I guarantee you, freaking Elon Musk is just going to charter a private SpaceX, go and be like, "What's up, bros? It's party." He's out.
Elon Musk is like, I can do 8 vials in half the time for half the cost. We're going to have booze cruises by 2037.
Dude, that's a fact. I guarantee you,
That's
man.
not Musk, though. That's Branson. That's totally Branson.
Well, I almost said something I regret.
Please.
Sorry, no. I was nothing. It would have been insensitive to the disaster they've had.
Oh.
But thanks for drawing that out of me.
Well, no. Wow.
You guys wish I dropped a dad joke now, don't you?
So, of course, this is like a huge publicity stunt, right? More than anything else.
I mean, publicity for the whiskey company, I guess, for sure.
It's publicity for the whiskey company. It's a large amount of money for, the underfunded organizations that are sending up these astronauts, right? Like, if Suntory's like, we'll pay you like $20 million to put this whiskey up in
Dude,
space
this
and
is
just
the
hold
thing,
it.
man. There was a terrible movie.
I'll pay you $20 to hold this beer. My dad's coming. Just hold the beer.
It's like Space Camp 2.
Yeah.
The college years.
It's just like, Boris, I don't want to hold it. I don't want. No, Mission Control's gonna call Boris. Don't leave me with this. Oh, hey guys. No, it's Boris and Yuri made me do it.
What? Son? Were you hanging out next to the space shuttle?
No, Commander Dad. I swear I wasn't.
Commander Dad.
I swear.
Use my full name, Commander Dad Jokes.
I'm sorry. Flip that.
That actually counts.
Flip that.
That counts. That's a self-reflexive dad joke.
That's a
too.
loophole because there's no limit on Brian.
What's the name of the acronym that has itself in itself? Reflex or yeah. Anyway, it's like that.
Okay, so there was a terrible movie in the late 90s called Red Planet or Red something or other. It had Val Kilmer going to Mars.
Oh, yeah!
The most realistic thing of that entire movie was the fact, like, in the background, there were sponsorship stickers all over the back of his rover.
Well, Mars One was like, hey, you know how we're going to fund this? Reality show. Come watch all these people go crazy and die in space. That's where the majority of the funding was supposed to come
I was
from.
alone in all of my friends and being 100% on board with him. Like, yes, I knew it was very likely a fraud and a sham and would never go anywhere, but I didn't care. I'm like, we need more people sending people to die in space.
Yeah, and I don't think they thought it was a fraud either. I think they just, like, we've talked about this before, where it's just like, they were just out of their fucking depth. They were just out there like, yeah, we're going to do it. Why couldn't we do it? Well, I don't know.
There's a lot of reasons.
You have no background in
whiskey,
this?
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, though, guys, because I think this is weird and crazy that there's so little we know about how stuff behaves in space. Like if there's any shred of
It's not so weird. We're not in space.
No, I know, but can't we simulate the effects of space on Earth with whiskey? Like, can't they make a zero gravity lab?
I can pretend I'm an astronaut if you give me 3 shots.
I mean, that's the problem is they could do it like 30 seconds at a time on a parabolic arc, right? But the only way to simulate microgravity is to actually get out in the microgravity.
You got to get into
I think you
microgravity.
guys are
and then
seriously discounting how amazing the discoveries could be. Like, what if space whiskey has properties that we couldn't foresee?
How is telling you that we couldn't do this on Earth discounting the discoveries we could find? It's not. I'm just saying we can only find them in space.
Man, look, I'm just saying you guys are too busy thinking about the wicked high you're going to get from space whiskey. I'm saying you take that third vial, that one that comes back to Earth, and then you go homeopathic on that shit. You take a drop and you spread it with regular whiskey and you start bottling that stuff.
I don't know.
Space whiskey, actual whiskey you're drinking that went to space, we're going to make a mint.
But like what happens, here's what happens, is like you put a single drop in and then you distribute it and it becomes like some Doctor Who Waters of Mars shit. It turns out like you're not supposed to drink space whiskey. We had no idea. And you just start like and you just turn into like
get space madness.
You turn into like some super irradiated like cosmic version of like a drunk Japanese salaryman on Suntory whiskey.
I dare you to make less sense.
Like a the space whiskey transforms you.
That could be the alternate title of our show.
Yeah. 1 drop of space whiskey mutates your DNA and turns you into a kaiju level drunk.
This is what I've been trying to steer the conversation back to. Is I think, what if the space whiskey in space is like the Fantastic Four in space or something?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like cosmic rays. They,
you know.
What if you come back with like
who drinks space whiskey gets pregnant?
What if you come back?
That's a lot like regular whiskey.
Oh, that's the best one.
I'm just waiting for like
dad joke counter.
That's the best one. That was the best one.
I'm just waiting for like 30 years from now, after we've sort of chilled out a little bit in America, a little bit more, and like space experimentation is a little more regular, and we're just like, I don't know, stuff is sponsored by High Times. Like, shoot, if you think space whiskey is insane, wait until we're growing some like space hydroponic.
Oh my God, think about it. It would like grow out like a soccer ball with like some kind of matrix.
But in my mind, everything comes back as a kaiju.
And then it like busts out of the capsule and comes plummeting back to Earth?
I mean, I think like a weed kaiju is like super chill though. Like a weed kaiju is not destroying anything. It's just leaning too hard against your...
coming for the... No, he just sat down.
He's definitely coming. He's making a signal to say that he's definitely coming.
Everybody, alert the military. Whoa, he's gigantic. Oh, what's he?
I'm real hungry.
Oh, he's so hungry. He's probably going to eat everybody in the city.
Wait.
Hold on. You got any cookies?
What?
Just a few cookies. Barely Space Kaiju sounds like Captain Morgan.
Yeah. A general comes out of the tank. He's like, if you back up to the shore, I'm prepared to give you my Grubhub login.
Good enough.
Guys, we sent whiskey into space, and what we got back was Cookie Monster.
Jeez. That's 6. That's 6. Running total.
That's not a dad joke. That's not a dad joke.
That's
not a dad joke. You really were doing a Cookie Monster. You really were. He just called you out.
I was trying to do a high Cookie Monster.
Here's what we want to know.
This is the worst thing that's happened since we sent that can of trash into space.
Here's what we want to know. We want to know if you guys could send anything...
Oscar the Grouch, come on.
We want to know if you guys could send anything up into space, what would you send? You can tweet that to us. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
Hey man, I'm Brian Brushwood.
On Twitter?
No.
He doesn't want to be told about this
At
stupid shit.
Schwood.
And you can hashtag those Cookie Monster. And and Brian, you should check out Night Attack. Jeff and I are gonna be on a Night Attack.
Yeah, dude. Night Attack panel tonight here at Nerdtacular. We got Cord Killers every Monday with Tom Merritt. We'll also do the Weird Things show, which is like I don't know, the distant cousin to. If you dig this stuff, you'll like the Weird Things podcast. If you want a longer form discussion.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
That's episode number 2 from Nerdtacular.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks to Scott Johnson and everybody from Frog Pants for having us. We got one more episode coming up. Jeff, I believe your home planet needs you.
Let's do this.
All right.